Hey everybody, BTFC 1984 here again, and I am sorry it's been a while since my last video. Things and just haven't really been motivated, especially with how YouTube does their stuff. But anyway, today I am doing a special video, and that is I'm showing off the Hot Wheels Retro Entertainment / Premium Back to the Future Time Machine DeLoreans. They've finally released the third and final film's variation, which I'll show at the end of this, or toward the end of it. But I would like to show off all the cars that they've done since then. Now, they're not in the exact order of release. This is the order I have them in display for how the car appears in the films. Starting with this one. This is, I think, the second release version of the car, but I use it as my first version because it's the Zamac. There's no paint on it except for a clear coat. And this is how the car is seen in the opening of the film when Doc Brown rolls it out of his service van. And that was the iconic moment that really got me into the movie, got me into the car itself. Just as a young kid, seeing the DeLorean roll down that ramp, and you see the panoramic view of it. That continuous shot in the headlights, you see the DMC logo until Doc opens up the door. And it's just such an iconic scene for me in the movie and, in general. So that's the first one. Now, I think this is the first one that was actually released, but I use this as my second one because it's got that frosted look, which I don't know if that was what they were going for or if they were just trying to mimic the stainless steel, and instead of going with the Zamac, they went with paint. But I use this as my frosted or cold version of the car after the first time displacement. I can't remember the actual title, and I can quote these movies from start to finish, especially the first one. But this is how the car looked when Einstein did was the first time traveler. As Marty asked, "Is the car too hot?" Doc says, "Cold." "No, damn cold." Just that whole frosted look because it's got a metallic matte finish. So I don't know if that was what they were going for, but that's how I see it as the car. Next up is how the car looked at the end of the first film and starting at the second film when it crashes through the garbage cans and Doc is telling Marty that he has to go back with them because his kids are screwing up. And that is with the Mr. Fusion on it, which is a completely different molding from the rear of the original one. And it's basically the same car, same interior, same body. All they did was just swap on a different component to the back end. And all of them have the license plates. This was not one of the better license plates they did for the car. On both of the first ones, they do have the at a time, which I've also somewhat debated on whether or not removing it on this one just to be, the plate rolling around at the after the first time jump. Focus, please. And then next up is how the car is actually seen again in the first film, at the very end of the first film and toward the start of the second film, and that is hover mode. Now, this is when they did the hover mode for the car. You can see its wheels are down. It's got different weird. They painted the back vents black, which does match the car in some of the model shots and some of the prop shots of the car as it's going up and down. But you got the Mr. Fusion, a little bit different detail work. All of them have like different lines and stuff like that on the car, and unlike the mainline release, this was a full metal base. Wish they had painted the rims on it just to kind of help it, showing it was in flight mode. But I guess if you have it on the stand in flight mode, you're not going to see the wheels. And then of course that focus, please. The lovely DMC logo on the grill, which is actually not really a grill, just an accent piece because the engine is located in the back. And next up is how the car appears at the start or midway, or a good portion of the third film. and that is when it is in 1955 with the repaired time circuits and 50 style wheels, white wall wheels. Wish they'd painted the center caps silver, or made it a little bit more accent on silver, or they'd use the Steelies with the silver center, because there's supposed to be a center cap in them, but I guess I could take a rounded thumbtack or a rounded nail and just glue it in there later on. But anyway, it's this was the first real recasting of the car, outside of the rear pieces, that actually molded in the repaired time circuits that Doc Brown, using parts from Japan, surprisingly. Well, no, he was complaining that the parts from Japan that screwed up in the first place. But anyway, really nice. Like I said, same interiors, same back piece, except the only thing they changed was the roof attachment, and actually they also relabeled it on the back of the car as Back to the Future 1955 to denote that's where the car is. And then finally, that just got released this year for 2019, and that is for part 3 toward the end of the film, the railroad track tires. They did improve the focus please, the Mr. Fusion on the rear, the graphics to it, even though it should have like a little cut piece, because it is a Keurig, or not Keurig, I forgot what the name of the brand of a coffee grinder is, what it is. But they did change it slightly from the previous model, where it had a smaller Mr. Fusion Industries logo, to a now larger one, which is pretty cool. And the controversy on the car is the plastic tires being on a premium line, because, oh no, it doesn't have rubber tires, which wouldn't make a bit of sense because it's supposed to be on track. And it does have the 1955 Back to the Future base to it, so they didn't change that around. So I don't know why they didn't. I don't know why they changed the bases, even though it's the same car essentially. Oh well. They did change the straps. They got the straps right on this one versus this one. This has like a black when it was supposed to be a brown leather. They actually put some details, a little more details on the circuitries for the crystals and the tubes. So it's really cool. Now, what I'm hoping is for, like, if they do a Comic-Con release or a special release of this car, they have it on the tracks, maybe a cardboard or a hollow plastic train of some sort to push it along, or something like that. It'd be really nice to see that aspect of the movie, it being on the train tracks, which shouldn't be too hard for me to replicate. See, it is kind of narrow. It should be more inward, because they didn't stick out that far in the movie. But it'd be nice, I do plan on making some rail tracks for it, in the future, to have it on better display, And also, I hope when they do, if they do a special version of it, like for Comic-Con, they dust it up. It needs to be dirty, because it did not really come off as clean. Maybe a dirty version of this to represent, in the 1885. And it is missing the little attachment piece, detail piece that was part of when they rigged it up to be pulled by horses in the first attempt to try to get up to 88 miles per hour. And fun fact is, there was a deleted piece of dialogue that Marty suggested that they have 88 horses pulling the car, since one horse, it needed 88 miles per hour, 88 horsepower, which I don't think is quite right. But anyway, they thought maybe 88 horses could pull the car. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. If any of the Hot Wheel designers are looking, especially the one that designed this car, next we need is the van. We need the van that housed the car, maybe a team transporter type of thing. One of those trucks. I know it's a GMC van. It's a different type of design, but I mean, it'd be nice to see that come up. Only when it's done has been Giant Lightning. So let's see Hot Wheels do it. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will be back again soon, hopefully. Have a good day.